So after I posted my video about making the manifold, a few people asked me how I worked out how to make that cone section. It's fairly simple. First thing that I've done is I've laid out a couple of bits of masking tape on the table. I've cut them to the exact circumference of this bit of pipe, which was 90mm in diameter. This one's slightly less than that because I have taken some material off on the lathe. So the circumference of this is 271.5mm. I then have to divide this into however many segments I want to do this in. So I want to do this in 6 segments, which gives me 45.2mm. So if I bring this to 45, there we go. So what I want to do is split this into these 6 segments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously the last one is 6. So there we go. Now on this second bit of tape, what I want to do is I also want to mark this into segments, but it's going to be offset by half. So the first one is going to be 22.6. So the first one will offset it. Okay, from that point there, going to offset. So these marks are offset, so you can see the centre point of this one is here, 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 and then here, here, here. Okay, now that we've got that offset segment in place, what we want to do is from the circumference of the pipe that we want to go down to, so this is 76mm, 3-inch. Work out the circumference of that and divide that by 6, so that gives me 37.8mm. I want to divide that into 2 and then mark on these centre points either side. So we've got the centre point here that we've marked, the offset centres, and then I'm going to have a mark either side, and those 2 marks will be my 37.8mm apart. That gives me 18.9. I'm actually going to make it slightly smaller because I want to take a little bit of length off of this. So if I mark from these offset points 18mm. So if I put a cross through these offsets now so I don't get them confused. These other markings that we will be cutting to. So now that I've done that, this will wrap around the pipe. That's whereabout I want to start the cut from. So obviously if you wanted to cut from up here, you'd have to make marks at the top. Spin this round, take this up, and that meets there, which is just about right. And then I have to reference that point there to this point here. So the way to do that in a straight line is to a bit of angle, just on there, and I can draw a line down from that mark there, and then what you do from that is take this piece and I will put this tape on that mark there and then follow this round. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, so what we want to do is draw a triangle from this mark here that comes down to there and down to there, and that triangle is the segment that we want to cut out. It's not particularly easy to do this, especially on the longer cone. I think I ended up using a flexible straight edge to get them done. If you were to curve this round like this, it would be a little bit more tricky, but fortunately these are quite short runs and I should be able to do that again with the flexible straight edge. So there we go, and I will just mark this up, simple as that. There we go, cut all of those segments out, and that should then reduce down to the 3-inch pipe that I want it to. So I'll quickly cut that out now. With it. And there we go, that is with all of those sections cut out. So, not tried this yet, but clamp goes on. And this should close down. It's kind of working. I did think this might have some trouble clamping down, just because it's a fairly short run, and it usually works better over a longer. Oh, there we go, it's starting to go. Better clamp probably wouldn't have gone amiss, to be honest. We're getting there. Perfect. There we go. That has managed to close down most of these. My cuts weren't the best, so here you can see where that should have gone into a peak. There's a bit of a gap. I'll be able to weld those up, but if we find one that was done nicely, there you go, that one went to a nice sharp point, and that is an even gap all the way down there. So that's how they should all look. Like I say, this end is slightly smaller than that, which is fine. I wanted to lose some of the length on this anyway, but I will quickly tack that up, get a few beads of welds on here because that's trying to spring back out, and then I'll be able to get that clamp off and try and fit that to the end of the pipe that I've just done. Okay, well, wait for that to cool down. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was starting to get cool. Yeah, wait for that to cool, mark it up, chop it off, tack it on, job's good. There we are, it looks pretty good. You can see in there the welds.